Who will do, Tiddly Peeps? I'm Hubba Hubba, talking to you from Hoobland, and I'm about to send 4 of my favourite Hoobs down to Earth to find out all about you for my great Hoobopedia. Here they come! You know who the Hoobs are?
Ivor!
Groove!
And Tula!
We're Hoobs! And they're ready to go.
Well, hey!
Now the wheels are turning, we can all get learning all the things we want to know.
Hey!
Hubba Hubba's in Hoobland, and Roma somewhere far away. The motorettes are singing,
We keep the engine spinning.
Hoop hoop hooray! The Hoobmobile is coming your way.
Oh, here we come!
Well, hey!
The Hoobs are here, so what do you say? Hoobs!
Cheese sandwich, Tula.
When I finish this email, Groove, I am having a lovely time.
Has anyone thought of a question for Hoop News yet?
No, I've been busy whacking up cheese sandwiches.
And I'm busy sending an email to my cousin Bleep.
Oh, I remember Bleep. Isn't he the one with the pink and gold twizzle tuft?
That's right, Ivor.
It's herbaceous.
Give my love to Ziggle, Wiggle, who else?
Oh, don't forget Plonk and Blue.
Plonk and Blue. Lots of love. Tula. Send. Tula. 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 Tula.
Are you all right, Tula?
Doesn't your name sound funny when you say it out loud? Tula.
Groove! 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 My name sounds Hooby Groovy when I say it out loud.
I wonder how it would feel to be called something else, like Ziggle, Wiggle, Plonk, or Blue.
Or Bleep. I do like that name. Oh, still, we need a question for Hoob News.
Peeps have hoobly groobly names. Hey, maybe I should try having a Peep name.
Hooby Groovy idea. Hey, Ivor, what Peep name should Tula have?
It's Hubba Hubba.
What Peep name should Tula have? What a fan-tabby Hooby question for Hoob News.
Yes. Do you think Roma would be able to find out about Peep names, Hubba Hubba?
I'm sure she would, Tula, but before I email her, let me take a quick look on HoobNet. Peeps and their names. Aha! Here are a few to choose from. Now this Tiddly Peep's called David Hoobs. That's Camilla. Nanoka, you see? There's Maria. That's Lee with his sisters. There's Alan. That's Nigel there. She's Amy. That's Joanne. And Lawrence. Jade. And this is Kukula. There's Duncan. That's Chen and her family. And last but not least, that's Keith. That's the Tiddly Peep, not the fish.
Oh, Keith. Yes. You can't get more Hooby Groovy than Keith.
Well, you can be Keith Groove because I've decided on another name.
What?
Duncan. That's what.
Duncan! Oh, I do like the sound of that.
Thanks, Hubba Hubba.
Well, we've answered the question already then, Tula.
Duncan.
Yes, that's the answer, Tula.
Duncan. From now on, my name is Duncan.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, Tula. I mean, Duncan.
And I'm Keith.
Oh, Keith really suits you, Groove. Oh, I mean, Keith.
Thanks, Tula. I mean, Duncan.
I hate to say this, Duncan, but I'm not sure that Duncan really suits you, Tula. I mean, Duncan.
Why?
Why?
I don't know why. I've just got a feeling in my twizzle-tuff that you're not a Duncan, Tula.
Duncan.
Now when Ivor gets a feeling in his twizzle-tuft, he's usually right, isn't he?
Oh, I suppose so. But I really like the name.
Well, you could always go and ask the Tiddly Peeps. They're bound to be able to tell you if Duncan suits you, Tula. I mean, Duncan.
Right. Come on, then, Duncan. I'll drive. Let's get those motorettes singing.
Yeah, good luck, Duncan. I don't think you'll find a better name than Keith, personally. Yeah, I've got the best one.
Seatbelt.
Seatbelt. We're off to see the Tiddly Peeps.
We're off to see the Tiddly Peeps, on the road we go. We're off to see the Tiddly Peeps, they're smart.
They're smart, they know.
The Tiddly Peeps, if we need to know who, what, where, why, when and how, we'll ask them, off we go. We're off to see the Tiddly Peeps, on the road we go. We're off to see the Tiddly Peeps, they're smart, they're fun, they know.
Who will dupe Tiddly Peeps?
Who will dupe Tula?
Want to do a Hoobie hello?
Yes. Who will dupe? Who will dupe? Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Oh, I hope you can help me, Tiddly Peeps. I've just changed my name, but Ivor doesn't think it suits me.
What is your new name, Tula?
Duncan.
Oh, dear.
Oh, Ivor's right. It doesn't suit me, does it?
Well, only because Duncan's a boy's name.
A boy's name? Do you mean boys and girls have different names?
Yes.
Did you hear that, Hoobs?
Yeah.
Boy Peeps and girl Peeps have different kinds of names.
I knew it.
But what about Groove? He's changed his name to Keith. Is that a boy's name or a girl's name?
Well, Keith is a boy's name.
So Groove's new name is all right.
Yes, and if you choose a girl's name, it'll suit you better too.
What do you think a good girl's name would be?
What about Caroline or Laura or Susanna? Or Leslie, Anna, Denise, Jane, Joanna, Tina, Diane, Eloise.
Peek-a-loobie! There are hoobloads to choose from, aren't there? Thank you, Tiddly Peeps. I'd better get back to Ivor and Keith and decide on my new name. Hooble-toodle-doo!
Hooble-toodle-doo!
That feeling in my Twizzle-tuft was right, wasn't it?
Yes, Ivor. I can't be called Duncan. It's a boy's name. But the Tiddly Peeps gave me so many Peeps girls' names to choose from.
Well, choose away, Tula. Choose, and then we can do Hoob News. Oh, I'm a poet.
In Hoobland we have names like Ziggle and Blue
And Wiggle and Plonk.
and Peep. But now I'm not in Hoobland. The thing I'd like to do is have a name just like a Tiddly Peep.
There are times when you don't like the sound of who you are. There are times when your name feels peculiar.
And I'm no longer happy with Tula. I want a name just like a Tiddly Peep. I'll be Joanna or Susanna
Or Anna or Diana.
or Dora, Laura, Flora, Jane or Lee.
Selena.
Angelina.
Tina or Edwina.
But Keith is the name for me.
Denise or Eloise.
You can be whoever you please.
How about Cassandra?
That's divine.
Keith's the name for me.
Oh, I know who I will be.
Who?
I've got it.
Who?
I'll be Caroline.
Caroline, it's a name so fine. A hoobacious Caroline she'll be.
Yes, Caroline, it's simply sublime.
It's fine, but Keith is still the name for me.
As Caroline, she's going to shine. Such a hooby little Caroline she'll be.
I've tried out all the rest, and Caroline is best.
Yes, Caroline just suits her to a T.
I'm still very happy with Keith. Myself.
Right, Tula. I mean, Caroline. Time to test out your new name.
Yes, please. I'll go and stand next door and go through my Hoopy Bits box. And you call my name, and I'll see how it feels.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
What is it again?
Caroline Groove.
Keith.
Sorry, Keith.
Call me now. Call me by my new name.
Caroline? would you like me to whack you up a cheese sandwich? Oh, Caroline, it will be the flattest, Hoobie grooviest sandwich ever.
Caroline? Do you think she's all right?
Caroline!
Oh, dear. Caroline?
No good. I could hear you calling, but it just didn't seem like you were calling me. I feel more like a Tula than I do a Caroline. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay, Tula. I'll whack you up a sandwich whilst we find you another name.
Thanks, Groove.
Keith?
Who'll do, Poops?
Who'll do, Hubba Hubba?
That's Auntie Hattie, if you don't mind.
What?
Auntie Hattie and I have decided to swap names for a day.
So Auntie Hattie is called Hubba Hubba.
And you're called Auntie Hattie?
Absolutely.
Oh!
Now, since you're still looking for a new name for Tula, I think I have a story here that might help you. Take a look.
The Doodlies lived far away on the planet Doodle. They spent their whole lives doodling. Some drew, some scribbled, and some coloured in. They were very happy. The problem was, all the Doodlies had the same name. They were all called Doodly. One day, a strange spaceship landed on the planet Doodle. An astronaut had come to explore. "What's your name?" he asked one of the Doodlies. And they all replied, "Doodly!" Then he had an idea. "Why don't you change your names so that you each have a different one?" "In that case," said the astronaut, "you should all have a second name."
Yes! But what can second be?
The astronaut looked at the Doodly standing next to him. "What's your job?"
I draw lines!
"Then you'll be called Doodly Line Drawer." The Doodlies liked this. The astronaut went all over the planet, asking each Doodly what their job was. He named Doodly Scribbler, Doodly Circle Maker, and Doodly Dotter. Soon, every Doodly had a second name, and from that day on, there was no confusion. You could tell the name of the Doodly by what job they were doing, and they doodled happily ever after.
Hoobie galooby. That means I can keep Tula and add a second name onto it.
But Hoobs have a second name already. It's Hoob.
That's true. I'm Ivor Hoob, you're Tula Hoob, and this is Groove Hoob. Keith Hoob.
Thank you.
But I could change my second name. I could be like the Doodlies. Their second names described what they did.
Oh, I love this idea. Maybe I'll have a second name.
What does Ivor do?
Well, I'm not sure exactly. Well, he's always busy. Oh, I know. Ivor Busybody.
Oh, that's Hoobacious. Ivor Busybody, at your service.
Oh, hey. I've got a Hoobie groovy one.
Oh?
Keith Sandwich Whacker.
But what about me? I still don't have a second name.
Oh, what about Tula Flower Waterer? Well, you're always watering flowers.
Yeah. You do Hoob loads of painting, so you could be Tula Painty Paws or Tula Model Maker.
Yes, Painty Paws, Model Maker. Oh, I do so many things. I'll never be able to choose just one.
Roma.
Well, perhaps Roma will help.
Who will do Hoobs?
Who'll do, Roma?
I've heard that you're finding out all about names today. Well, here I am in a Tiddly Peep classroom, and I've discovered something very interesting. Sometimes Peeps put a name in front of their first names.
So they have their first name, their second name, and a name that goes in front of both of those.
Yes, Ivor.
Oh.
Peep men can put Mr. in front of their names, and Peep ladies can put the word Miss or Mrs. in front of theirs.
What for, Roma?
Well, Tula, these Misters, Mrs. and Misses are used when you're talking to someone important or someone you don't know very well. Tiddly Peeps often use these names when they're talking to grown-up peeps, especially teachers. Like me.
Are you a teacher today, Roma?
I certainly am. So today the Tiddly Peeps will be calling me Miss Hoob. Shall I see if it works?
Oh, yes.
Please.
Good morning, Tiddly Peeps.
Good morning, Miss Who.
How hoobacious was that? This is Miss Roma Hoob reporting from a Tiddly Peep classroom. Oh no, let's hear it again. Good morning, Tiddly Peeps.
Good morning, Miss Who.
Well, what a hooble-dooble-duper idea. It sounds very important to be called Mr. I could be Mr. Ivor Busybody.
Yeah. And I could be Mr. Keith Sandwich Whacker. And you can be Miss Tula Hoob Tula.
I love it.
Yeah. Hey, let's try this out. Can I whack you up a sandwich, Miss Tula Hoob? How did that sound?
Well, it makes me sound important putting Miss in front of my name, but it doesn't sound very, well, friendly.
Well, maybe if I gave you a hoobledigger at the same time, it would seem more friendly. Miss Tula Hoob.
Hooble, hooble, digga, 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 digga.
How friendly did that feel, Miss Tula Hoob?
Very friendly, but not as friendly as if I was called just plain old Tula.
Hooble-doop Hoobs.
Remember, he's called Auntie Hattie today.
I still don't have a Peep name that suits me, Auntie Hattie. I want something as friendly as Tula.
Then maybe you should go and see the Tiddly Peeps one more time.
Yes, hubba hub, Auntie Hattie. I'll ask Mr. Ivor Busybody to drive me.
That's you.
Oh, certainly. My pleasure. Hooble-toodle-doo, Auntie Hattie. Oh, dear.
We're off to see the Tiddly Peeps. On the road we go. We're off to see the Tiddly Peeps. They're smart.
They're smart, they know.
The Tiddly Peeps, the Tiddly Peeps. If we need to know who, what, where, why, when, and how, we'll ask them. Off we go. We're off to see the Tiddly Peeps. On the road we go. We're off to see the Tiddly Peeps. They're smart, they're fun, they know.
Hooble doop tiddly peeps.
Who will do, Tula? You're back soon.
I know. I just can't find a name that suits me. I've tried everything, and I still can't find a better name than Tula.
You could have a nickname.
A nickname? What's that?
It's another name you have as well as your real name.
Really? So I could have a nickname and still be called Tula as well?
That's right. What do you want your nickname to be?
I haven't thought of that. How do I choose a nickname?
A nickname is short for your real name. So if your name's Robert, people call you Rob or Bob.
So, I could be called Two, short for Tula.
Or you could have a nickname that describes what you're like.
Yes, like if someone's got spiky hair, they could be called Spike.
That's it.
Spike.
Oh, thank you, Tiddly Peeps. A nickname is a hoobly-groobly idea. I'd better get back to the Hoomobile now and see what the others think my nickname should be. Hooble-toodle-doo!
Oh, nicknames, Keith. Now, nicknames sound really hoobacious.
Well, yes, they do, Ivor, but I've decided to stick to Keith. Yeah, Keith. I'm not changing my name from Keith for all the Hoobuffies in Hoobland.
Quick! You've got to help me think of a nickname.
Oh, right, yes. Well, we need a name that describes what you're like.
Well, I'm clever and cheerful and pretty and kind
Pink.
and...
Yes, you're very pink. What about Pinky?
Well, it does describe what you're like, Tula.
Yeah, and it sounds very friendly.
And it does sound like a girl's name.
Yeah, and it really suits you.
It's Hoobly Groobly.
Hoop, hoop, hooray! And it's time for Hoob News. Come on, Pinky.
Thank you, Mr. Ivor Busybody.
Change your name, throw your old name out.
Cause the name of the game, swapping names about.
I'll be Joe.
I'll be Jane.
I'll be John, let's shout. Change your name, swap your names about. I'll be Joe.
I'll be Mo.
I'll be Morris feels just fine.
I'll be Dawn.
I'll be Sean.
I'll be Doris, that name's mine.
Change your name, throw your old name out.
Cause the name of the game, swapping names about.
I'll be Joe.
I'll be Jane.
I'll be John, let's shout. Change your name, swap your names about.
Well, Hoobs, are you ready to give me your Hoob news for my great Hoobopedia?
We're ready, Auntie Hattie.
Then take it away.
Hooble-doop whoop! To all you Hoobs out there, welcome to Hoob News, the new show for Hoobs everywhere. I'm Mr. Ivor Busybody,
I'm Pinky.
And I'm Keith.
and today we've been asking the question...
What Peep name should Tula have?
The first Peep name I really liked was Duncan, but Ivor had a feeling in his twizzle tuft that it wasn't quite right for me, but he couldn't say why.
So Tula went to see the Tiddly Peeps, and they told her Duncan is a boy's name.
But they gave me hoob loads of girls' names to choose from, and I chose Caroline.
But when we called her Caroline, she said she didn't feel like a Caroline at all. She still felt like a Tula.
Then we heard a story about the Doodlies, who were given second names that described what they did.
So I got called Ivor Busybody because I'm always busy.
Yeah, and I got called Keith Sandwich Whacker because I'm always whacking sandwiches.
But I do so many different things, I didn't know which name to choose. Then Roma discovered that sometimes Peeps put the name Mr. or Mrs. or Miss in front of their other names, which makes them sound more important. So we tried calling me Miss Tula Hoob. It sounded important, but it didn't sound as friendly as plain old Tula.
So Tula went back to see the Tiddly Peeps one more time, and they told her about nicknames.
And nicknames often describe what you're like.
We know that Tula is clever and cheerful and pretty and kind.
But most of all, she's pink.
So Tula's new Peep nickname is...
Pinky!
And I love it because it sounds just as friendly as Tula and it describes me perfectly.
It certainly does, Pinky. So it's thanks once again to Mr. Ivor Busybody, Pinky, Keith, and Ms. Roma Hoob for giving Hoobs everywhere a little peep into the names of Peeps. And remember, wherever you are and whatever you're called, have a lovely day and hooble-toodle-doo!
Hooble-toodle-doo!
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Ivor Busybody,
What for, Pinky?
for having that feeling in your twizzle tuft. If you hadn't had it, I would never have found the name Pinky. I'd still be Duncan.
So you would!
Yeah, you're so smart, Ivor.
Yes.
I think we should give you a nickname.
Oh, yes.
Smarty Hoob.
Smarty Hoob. Oh, Hoobacious! Smarty Hoob. Thank you, Groove.
Keith?
Keith,
Yeah.
sorry.
Hubbers in Hoobland and Roma somewhere far away. The motorettes are singing, we keep the engine spinning. Hoop hoop hooray! The Hoobmobile is coming your way.
Oh, here we come.